Well, I'm packing up my game and I'ma head out west where real women come equipped with scripts and fake breasts. Find a nest in the hills, chill like Flint. Buy an old drop top, find a spot to pimp. Then I'm
What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome to Raised in Wisco, the show that tells you about the great outdoors of the great state of Wisconsin. How to hunt, how to fish, how to climb rocks, how to use those sideways bananas called kayaks. You'll never catch me dead in one. I'm Joel Clayfish. The person over there who can't clearly wait to talk is Danielle Fairman. My sidekick, my ride or die, my buddy, my hunting buddy for several years.
Yes.
And I'm like, I get a different, I don't really believe in like aura and all that goofy stuff, but I have to tell you, I vibrate at this time of year because my inner chi, is that a thing? People say chi?
We'll go with it.
My inner chi, my inner self, it's riding on cloud nine because it's hunting season, baby. And today is the opener of deer and turkey. Now, I'm a fall turkey hunter. Not many people are. But we got an unbelievable show. I'm so excited. We got Mike Kretschmer here, fresh on the tail of a black bear hunt in northern Wisconsin. We got Ellie along with us today, who I had the pleasure of hunting geese with on a banner day. We're going to talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
And Ellie brought some food along today, and we had goose pot pie. Jess is running the joint. Jess, what's going on? Are you having a good week so far? Did you have a good week?
Well, I had a really great start to this night because you finally brought in food.
I know. I've been talking about it for a while, and Jess is the absolute quintessential perfect person that we're targeting in Wisconsin who has not hunted before. She's fished a little bit. She's foraged. You haven't fished either?
No.
What?
We are
She's
taking
never
you
fished.
fishing immediately.
We can go to... No, I'm going horse riding tomorrow with Ellie.
Wait a
We
minute.
can go
There's
Saturday.
so many-
We're going
Fishing
Saturday.
Saturday.
That's the
Girls'
coolest
Day.
thing about this show is that we have
Sounds great.
all
Let's
these
go.
people who experience all these things in the great outdoors. I'm going to pick up an air shotgun tomorrow.
Are you?
Because, I made that promise that I would turkey hunt. I
The
would kill my
serpent?
first turkey.
From Serpent Arms. Yep.
I'm going to pick up the 28 gauge tungsten
so
shooting
exciting.
air shotgun. Well, I'm hoping you're with me when I use it for the first time.
And we're
Danielle
doing
and
that.
I are going to go hunting. Jess is going to go hunting. But you had something. You were so excited to talk about something.
I
What were you so
did.
excited to talk about?
The fact that you brought up my weekly Wisco. I went rock climbing, indoor rock climbing, but the fact that you
That
actually...
is not rock climbing.
Go
Why
ahead
not?
and you try it, Joel Clayfish.
Oh, you don't think I've tried it?
Have you?
100% tried it.
Yeah,
But I
how'd it
just
go?
want to say try does not mean successfully accomplish.
Indoor or outdoor?
I tried the indoor deal.
Yeah, have you been indoor rock climbing at Adventure
when
Rock?
I was,
Kretschmer.
Why is everyone acting like this is a casual thing? Like,
No,
that
it's
was
hard.
exhausting.
It is hard.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee it.
Oh, yeah. And what I've learned is, like, everybody who starts new at it, they suck themselves up to the rock.
Yep.
That's the hardest. Like, the good experienced climbers, they're hanging way out from the rock and just dangling.
And
Yeah,
then
you're
they,
putting so
they
much
use,
pressure on your elbows.
They lean
Yeah,
their
right.
bodies against the wall to climb up and just shelf themselves. Because Josie,
That's funny because that's what my wife tells me to shelf myself when I get out of line. Why don't you shelf yourself, buddy?
go shelf it.
That's funny.
But Josh's daughter went away to Kalamazoo.
Who's okay, listen.
Oh, let's talk
If
about
you're
Josh
new to
again.
Raised in Wisco, we want to welcome you to the show. You can hear us on every civic media station throughout Wisconsin, the 13 civic media stations throughout the state, Saturdays at 11, and we have a blast.
We do.
So let me just, Danielle Fairman, my trusty sidekick here. I'm Joel Clayfish. She's Danielle Fairman. She has a new-ish boyfriend. It's almost not
ish,
really
yeah.
in the new category anymore.
No.
His name is Josh, and apparently he's got an appendage named...
appendage.
Well, a kid, I don't know who this is in relation to Josh.
Then he has 3 appendages, not just one.
Okay, Ellie, you just show up on the show and you think you know all this stuff? For goodness sake. Anyway, is this one of his kids?
So, Josie is his middle kid, the only female,
Okay.
the only daughter. So he has 3 kids. He has Luke, Josie, and Tucker. So Josie went off to Kalamazoo this weekend.
Those are all very country names, like country singer names.
Yeah, they are.
Josie,
Good for them.
Luke,
Tucker.
Tucker.
All
All right.
But so she goes to Adventure Rock. She is, I want to call her a professional rock climber. She goes to Adventure Rock all the time, once a week. She was on the climbing team for Kettle Moraine.
Oh, that's exciting.
So
How old is she?
She is 18. She
Okay.
just turned 18.
So she's actually experienced at this.
Yes,
She's been
and
doing
she
it for
does.
years.
I don't remember what it's called, but
This is Danielle's Weekly Wisco, by the way.
She has where she can
Belay.
belay. Thank you. She can belay people and everything. So she did it to her dad, and she was bringing him down and just stopped right before his feet could touch the ground.
No.
So he's just dangling there
Ooh.
sideways, just rotating it. The whole
So
place
she
is just
stopped him on
laughing.
purpose.
Yes.
So I have a question. If you go to a rock climbing place and you climb on your birthday, is it still a belayed birthday?
Oh, dear Lord.
Okay.
That wasn't
Wow.
a
You
good
deserve to be
That's-
belayed for that.
Is that dad joke number 2 today?
Number
I think
two.
it's
I
number
think
2.
we're at 2 already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
The
at
first
2
one
as well.
wasn't really a dad joke.
Okay, but that's what I did. Rock climbing. That was the coolest thing. That she wanted to do that.
Did
as a
you
family.
like it?
I loved it.
Really?
I absolutely
I
loved
gotta
it.
say this about Danielle Fairman. Danielle Fairman embraces everything, and I have to tell you, as horrifying as it seems half the time, like shoving myself in a sideways banana, I would feel like I was at Glenn's Market in Watertown being stuffed into sausage casing. That's what I would feel like.
I'd pay to watch that.
Same.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, I know I'm a good swimmer and everything, but I always feel like no matter what kayak I'd be in, I'd be top heavy. And I would flip over because, like, all
The
I remember
kayaks nowadays
is
are
watching
amazing.
Sesame Street when I was a kid, and those guys would flip over, and I would just dump upside down, and I couldn't flip it back, and I'd go to a watery grave. That's how I would die,
Oh,
in
I
a
mean,
sideways
you could
banana.
Crawl out of
I don't
it
even
and
like
go
bananas.
On top of it,
That's
but
yeah, I suppose that's what they say, but I'd be stuck. I could see it. Unless I like greased up my sides,
yeah,
you know,
just
so I
bring
could
a
slip
tub of
out.
Crisco.
Definitely grease up.
Grease
Before
up
you go.
before you go. Let that be the lesson of Danielle's Weekly Wisco. Grease up before you go kayaking. Jess, are you a kayaker?
Not in a while, but I mean, I'd go again.
You have tried kayaking.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I hear the word kayak, I think of the Billy Joel song. Kayak, yak.
The way you put it, maybe we're turning people off with going kayaking, thinking they're going to flip over all the
No,
time.
Oh
listen.
no, the kayaks nowadays,
They're
especially
great.
I have an Old Town pedal like 160 kayak, and it is a game changer because you actually use your feet instead of your arms, so you get wet all the time, and you actually can cast and fish and paddle at the same
So
time.
you're steering. You're steering and propelling yourself with
You're
your
propelling
feet.
with your feet,
with
but
pedals.
You're steering with your. There's a little knob on the left hand side.
Okay.
That,
And that-
steers the fin in the back. So
That
it
runs
steers
the
you.
rudder
Yeah. So
in
then
the back.
you're
There's-
pedaling to go and then steering.
There's
with
so
left
many
hand.
good kayaks now that there's people that actually stand up and fish off of the kayaks.
That's
like
what I
standing.
do.
Okay, nobody stands on a kayak.
real?
I do
Bologna
real.
sausage.
all the time.
For real.
I don't buy it. That's okay. Okay.
If you do, you just have to grease up.
If you're
If
standing.
you're standing.
That's Ellie Smoller. She's part of the Share the Heritage Foundation.
You're
and,
doing great.
What they do is really help new folks get into the outdoors, and they focus on getting women into the
Well,
outdoors.
bam.
The largest. You were standing. That's not a kayak.
That
looks
is
like
a
a yacht.
kayak.
That's like 17
yacht
feet
kayak.
wide.
Yeah, that's
It's a
how kayaks are
kayak.
now.
That's what it is. It's a kayak.
Kayaks.
Well, I might try something like that, maybe. I certainly wouldn't want it in that color, though. Do they make them in camo?
They do. Sure.
Can you hunt out of them?
You can. They actually have. They actually have frames for kayaks.
When I was just getting into hunting,
I
my
was
mom bought
just
me
a
one of those
boy.
tubes that you sit in the tubes.
Fishing
It's
one?
like a giant diaper. You jump and then you paddle yourself around.
With
and you
fins on the
can hunt
bottom,
for
yeah.
the fins
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
bottom.
yeah.
All I know is I tried it for the first time and I couldn't get out of it. I like couldn't get out. So I was stuck with this like inner tube around my waist and I didn't kill anything.
That was last week.
My mom's in. Kretschmer, you're so funny. So my weekly Wisco is the fact that, and like I say, I'm not some great cook or classically trained chef. I just like to eat, which makes me cook a lot, which means I stumble on good recipes once in a while and good food. So I got a call from my good buddy Mark Kakich, who's a couple times state duck calling champion. He's been on Raised in Wisco before. He says, hey, can you come and do a cooking demonstration for state and federal wardens and employees of the DNR? We're doing kind of a duck identification thing up in Horicon. So I got to go up there and I just made wild goose barbecue sandwiches. So what's the number one thing you always hear that tastes like junk, people, as far as wild game? Everyone always criticizes what?
The goose.
Goose, Canada Goose,
They
Canada
sure
Goose.
do.
So we've talked about the recipe here before, and I have to say, so I brought in a pot pie today that had the recipe of the wild goose, the original part where I make it in the crock pot or the Instant Pot with the seasonings and oil, and we talked about why it gets rid of the gamey flavor and everything. But Jess ate goose. Did you eat goose for the first time tonight then?
No.
No, you've had goose before?
Yep. When I
Oh, my
was
gosh.
in undergrad, I had a friend with an uncle who loved to make goose jerky.
Okay.
So I would eat a lot of that.
And that's, I mean, when you turn anything into shoe leather, it pretty much tastes the same. That's my opinion.
I mean, it was great. I just carry a bag of it in my backpack.
Yeah,
and just
it is
snacking on
good.
it in the library. It was great.
Just watch for a BB.
Well, yeah, that's true. When my kids were real young growing up, when they'd get a BB, I would buy those little cages at the jewelry store, and we'd put the BB in there like it was a treasure, a prize.
Oh, really?
And so they
Along
thought
with
they
the
were
teeth
lucky
that
if
came
they
with
got it.
it.
Well, that is the problem. You can chip a tooth on it.
Got a story about that we'll share another time.
Yeah, right.
Oof.
What did you think of the goose, Jess?
Oh, it was delicious.
Oh, yay.
You know, I know producer Jess well enough to know she
Was
tells
telling
the
the truth.
truth.
Yeah.
Yep.
If that sucked, she'd be like, that was horrible.
I would have given you a little producer's note on it.
I will tell you,
No,
I've
it was
eaten.
delicious. It was wonderful. Thank you for bringing it in.
Well, I'm just excited, and I think this is why I think it's so important to work on making your wild game taste good, because I think somebody like Jess, who's on the precipice of her first hunt ever, first experience hunting, she may or may not pull the trigger. She may or may not actually, bag a turkey. We may never have one in front of us, but you can get people to understand bringing something from the field to the table that way, especially if they eat it and they love it.
Absolutely.
What were you going to say, Mike?
That pot pie, and I've eaten a lot of wild game in my day. That pot pie was probably the best goose. I mean, I don't want to make Joel's head big, but
Well,
I
What are you
I
talking
will
about?
say,
I got a 10-gallon
I
hat
know
on
you do.
today.
but I
Joel,
will
did
tell you
you
that's
make it
one
or
of the
did
best
Rebecca
ways.
make it?
Becky made that one.
Yeah.
I can't lie. I can't
Well,
lie about it. Now,
knock
I
it out
will
of the
say,
park.
okay, to be clear, I made the goose, which is my standard recipe.
Okay.
She made the roux and then made the filling and the gravy for the pot
Awesome.
pie.
It was great. It was
Yeah.
great.
It was
We
a
need
great
that
team.
recipe.
Anyway, that was my weekly Wisco, which was absolutely awesome. Ellie Mae Smoller is here. Share the Heritage. Mike Kretschmer is going to talk about his awesome bear hunt. We're going to tease him a little bit about the size of his bear, but let's not worry about that now. He said not on the air. That means it is. Danielle Fairman, take us to the break.
We are already at the
We'll be right back.
Oh, I'm back. The fog is lifted, the earth is shifted, and raised the gifted. You knew I'd be back, so pack your bone and hit the road.
Nothing like a little Kid Rock to get you revved up for the hunting season. I'm Joel Clayfish. That's Danielle Fairman. This is Raised in Wisco, the radio show on Civic Media Saturdays at 11 a.m. that will show you, help you, tell you, you tell us how to best enjoy the outdoors of the state of Wisconsin. I love this state. I
do too.
spend my time in the outdoors. I'm a little Danielle.
Joel?
That was a good Weekly Wisco, a brand new topic. You rock climbed.
Yes.
We have got some awesome topics coming up. Mike Kretschmer finally pulled his Wisconsin bear tag. He was up there and he did slay a bear.
He did musky, bear, and drinking. I saw on Facebook, which is fantastic.
Musky, bear, and
bear,
drinking.
and
Yeah,
drinking.
you were not all too unfamiliar with that either. I remember a little Facebook post that you had with some bud something or other in your hand and popped it and drank it on Facebook.
Oh, that was my rodeo
Yeah.
week.
Okay.
That was
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Probably
and you were
about
up
a
in
month and a-
Crandon.
That was
right?
your first
You were
rodeo.
I was in
raised-
That's
Crandon.
not
I
my
saw that.
first rodeo, but it was Danielle's
It was
first
my
rodeo.
first rodeo, and then
Oh.
I was in Crandon. That was
You've
that
been
was
all over
three-
the state like me.
I've
Yes.
been trying to.
We
I'm trying
are
to do new
state
things.
travelers
But
on
you
Raised
know-
in Wisco.
One thing that you have done that I have not done yet: musky fish. I have not yet caught a muskie
In your life?
In my
We got to
life.
do that this fall.
I've caught muskies through the ice, little ones, but yeah.
Well, the one that you
Danielle,
got,
I
Kretschmer.
have not either, so we're gonna get our first muskies together.
I'm in. Let's
Okay,
do it.
I've never
We're gonna
caught a
do it.
legal muskie either. Can you help us out with that,
So
Kretschmer?
can you
What-
take us?
13 years of guiding Southeast Wisconsin on muskies. I think we can make that happen.
Okay, well, let's do it. Let's put our money where our mouth is.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a little nervous about this next topic because I went, Ellie Mae Smoller, she
Ellie Mae.
saw me she saw me like she went hunting with us the
Okay.
other day.
Yes.
We had was
Ooh,
that
I'm
a morning or
excited
an
to hear about
afternoon?
this.
Saturday morning.
Yeah, it was Saturday morning. We
Yeah.
actually went, and it was a banner hunt. 4 of us and shot
5 of us.
5 of us. We shot. My mathematics is a tick off. So this was Jess, producer Jess. Yes, I did.
What? We're.
Going through.
What are you talking about, Joel?
I'm not. Oh, that's right. The
Trying to
audience isn't
communicate so
telepathic.
Oh my
And
goodness.
no,
Jess is
no,
trying to
it's
subtly
the-
communicate with me, and I'm answering
Wait.
telepathically.
Ellie,
Ay,
what?
ay,
How
ay.
was? You guys went goose hunting.
Yeah,
How was
so
it?
so she got to see me like outside of the studio in the real element. We
It
had
was
an
fabulous.
The real Joe
unbelievable
Clayfish.
banner moment. We got 2 bands, shot 12 geese, and they were finishing like perfectly right in front of us. What did you think of that? How many times had you gone actually goose hunting, Ellie?
I'd say probably half a dozen. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so you're fairly new to goose hunting. I mean, it's fair to say.
Yeah.
And what did you
definitely not
think
an
of what
expert.
did you think of the experience? How was it?
I thought it was fantastic. I haven't hunted with a group of guys in a long time because I guide mainly all women hunts.
Yeah.
So,
So it was 4 guys and Ellie.
Yeah, I had a blast, literally. I think we didn't stop laughing the entire time. It was a
Usually
beautiful
how it
morning.
is.
The geese were totally tricking us up. We put out, I don't know, Joel, like 150 silhouettes?
Yeah, we had a lot of silhouettes out, a lot, and the wind was wrong.
Oh.
Yes.
So I mean,
Oh, no.
and we had a permanent, kind of a little permanent blind there, so we really can't. We could play the wind as much as we could from where we were positioned, and the geese didn't like it, but it was still and we didn't take unethical shots, so we kind of still waited till we were able to do it.
Yep.
But I have to tell you, the weird part, like the first 3 rounds, we called the shot, and Ellie never stood up and fired.
What? Why? What was going on over there?
And I would
Well,
look at her, and
okay,
she was
so-
still sitting down with her safety on, and she never got up and fired.
That
What?
is, however, kind of not true. So
Oh, all right.
I
Well,
stood
straighten
up-
me
tell-
out,
yeah,
Ellie.
I'm
do
going to
tell.
straighten you out right now. So the shortest person was in the middle. That was me. So the first time I go to stand up, when I shoulder my gun, I'm like, wow, this fence is a lot taller than when we came in here and it was dark. So I kind of had to figure out where I was going to shoot. And then Joel's like, hey, you're kind of short. Like, do you want me to move
I don't
this?
think I said you're kind of short. I think I said,
You're
can
short.
you reach over the top of the blind to shoot?
And
what
I'm
did we?
like, oh yeah, I just need to figure it out, right? Like, just had to play around with it. And then Joel, the second time we all stood up to shoot, Joel looks over at me, and as soon as we get done shooting, he bends the fence down because he's like, "This is not going to
I'm
work.
like,
You're
you
too
sat
short."
there again. You did not shoot, and I looked at the fence. So now to be fair, we made the fence. We made the blind out of that chicken wire. The
It was a
octagonal
great
chicken
blind.
wire.
There was nothing
Okay.
wrong with the blind. I'm
but
just short.
no, but I should have been more considerate and figured out first that we needed to bend it down in the middle where you were. And once we
Oh,
bent
that's
it down,
perfect.
then she was able to get up and over. But here's a key lesson about this, and I want to talk about this real quick. So Ellie had enough sense about her to be safe, and
Yep.
instead of trying to
Always
get over that
safety
fence
first.
without having safe shots, she chose not to shoot.
Absolutely.
And I'm so pleased by that decision, because when you're out there and you're improvising, not everything's going to be to scale. Not everything's going to fit everybody perfectly. And having, safety first, because I have to tell you, I just read today that there was a man who was hunting in Michigan this early goose season, shot himself in the leg,
No.
evidently hit his femoral artery and died
Oh my
during
gosh.
the goose hunting season in Michigan. Because when you're out there with your buddies, you're never thinking the worst can happen, but the way you guarantee the worst cannot happen is you continue to follow those
Yep,
safety
safety. Yep.
procedures. And you'd think to yourself, someone shot himself in the leg and died? Well, that kind of thing happens. People get in accidents, cut their leg and die because you got a lot of blood flow to your legs. So I just and I don't mean to be a grandma about it or a grandpa about it. Be safe when you're out there. And I think that was a great lesson that
Yeah, that's
Ellie
really
actually
great.
sat out 2 rounds of shooting because she didn't feel safe trying to shoot over the
I
blind.
will always pass on an animal if I don't feel safe with the shot. Always. I don't want to injure the animal. I don't want to injure someone else. And that's how everybody should look at it. I've been handling firearms or hunting since I can remember. And safety always first.
Okay, now
Absolutely.
we're going to get to some fun stuff, though, because
That's fun.
That's fun.
Safety is fun.
Okay, safety's fun. Sorry. Sorry, Captain Safety Man. I apologize. Safety's fun. I never.
Safety is cool, Joel.
Safety is cool.
Yeah,
and
thank you,
it's
Jess.
also cool to hunt. It's definitely cool to hunt with women because I have to tell you, these goofballs I usually hunt with, John and Ian Kittrell and Woody Whitmore and Rob Brennicky. I mean, they're funny guys. We laugh a lot. I have never laughed so hard in my life than when Ellie was out there in the middle of all of us.
Oh, I believe it.
And she had this, she was just like making, teasing. She felt like was right in the slot, joking around, teasing us for being idiots. And we often are. I'll admit
I
that.
also
think-
brought snacks because they were all starving.
And I brought snacks too.
Your snacks were terrible. Pretzel rods.
Oh,
Pretzel rods?
pretzel rods.
Come on.
Yeah,
With
Cottonmouth
anything or
City.
just by themselves?
No.
I brought
no.
pretzel rods. I brought jerky. I brought Jack Link's
But what did
jerky,
you bring
which
to
is
dip
good.
the pretzels in?
No.
I did
Nothing.
not.
They
but
were dry.
it was a last second throw it in the bag because I had to take my blood pressure medication. Okay.
Well, now I feel bad.
Yeah.
Who did all the calling if everybody was eating pretzels? That's what I want to
did not
know.
eat
The
any of the
Cottonmouth
pretzels.
pretzel.
We had
calls.
Ian. Shout out to Ian.
Ian
and Joel.
did a great job. Ian and I were halfway decent on calling, and it worked great. And I
And just
can't.
like that.
But we also
Yes.
Danielle, you should feel better about this because we had several conversations about where we ended up having to take care of our business in different fields.
Oh, did my
and
story
states,
got brought up?
And your story was brought up.
Oh,
You're not going to
no.
believe what Mike Kretschmer's story was like hunting his black bear in up north Wisconsin, and we got an awesome turkey recipe for the opening of turkey season.
Baby, when I think about you, I think about love.
Don't tell me for a minute Kid Rock can't lay it down if he has to. I mean, come on.
I have not listened to Kid Rock in forever.
You know he's a huge duck hunter.
Is he?
He hunts with the Foul Life. He hunts with Chad and I'm so excited. Chad Belding and the Foul Life crew is coming for our Travel Wisco shoots in the fall in November. It's going to be great. We're going to have him on the radio show. On this radio show, Raised in Wisco, heard Civic Media wide through state of Wisconsin, 11 a.m. on Saturdays. Danielle Fairman is next to me. She runs the joint if I'm off hunting or traveling the world somewhere to bring you awesome stories on Raised in Wisco.
Absolutely.
I'm Joel Clayfish. We got producer Jess in the studio. Mike Kretschmer's here with his bear hunt. Ellie Mae Smoller's here, and she went hunting with us this last weekend. But folks, listen, I want to tell you about the Dom Salvia Show. It now airs from 4 to 6 network-wide on Civic Media stations throughout the state every Monday through Friday. Tune in live or catch up with the podcast at civicmedia.us/shows/Dom-Salvia-show. Now try to remember
Did you
that.
breathe?
civicmedia.us/shows/Dom-Salvia-show.
Sorry. I'm
Jess,
really-
what are you doing to me in here? What the hell kind of a liner is that?
That was pretty good,
It'll
though.
also be
Go
in the
to-
podcast.
go to
just go to
civicmedia.com.
civicmedia.com.
Oh, and
Look up
follow
the
us.
show.
Go on
You'll find it.
Facebook. Go on Facebook and follow our page, Raised in Wisco. We're going to start posting our recipes weekly on this thing now.
Heck yeah.
We
So,
need that
we need to do
pot
that more.
pie recipe.
Yeah, I've done that pot pie recipe. Like I've shared that so
You-
many times.
Your good buddy Mike Kretschmer doesn't have it, though.
Okay, I
Well, you
have
should- okay,
sent
you know
that.
what?
I don't have it
recipe.
either.
Okay, both of you. Have you heard that we're a podcast? So you can go back. He has said this recipe on this
Yes,
show
so
many
many
times.
times.
So
Matter-
therefore, you
Go
guys are not
to the
loyal
podcast.
listeners, and you want to be
And
the
if you
villains.
actually, here's the funnier part.
Yelling.
because we're live video now on Facebook, you got to tune in just for the get-ups that we wear. I'm not even joking.
The get
You gotta see it, Joel.
I look really good in this blue. I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
think I look great in this cowboy hat. This is a resist-all cowboy hat, and it's straw and black. So you're not really supposed to wear straw after Labor Day. I mean, it's roughly...
What?
It's
Kinda
kind
like
of
white pants.
roughly
Did
like...
you just make this up?
No. Roughly.
This is
Ellie
for
Mae,
real?
you're a real cowboy.
I am no. You know what? You wear your felt hat whenever you want. You don't. It doesn't matter what they say.
But
I wear
they
a
do
felt
say
hat
that,
inside.
don't they?
They do. However, I wear a felt hat all year round if it goes with my outfit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so do I. Now, here's part of my problem. Like, I hunt in the South with Shelby Ward and Jensen, and we hunt gators and hogs, and they're cowboys down there, and I wear my cowboy hats down there and everything. But they're like, man, y'all like a metro redneck. And I was like, what is a metro redneck? And they're like, your camo always matches. Now, I'm thinking to myself, like, what? What do you mean my camo matches? Isn't that like the point of camo, to have it match?
I think so.
I don't think it's strange that I think that like camo is actually a fashion.
I agree.
I mean, and camo can be like such cool fashion, especially like the band gear that I wear. It's like awesome, and it goes with the lanyard with the bands on it. I don't know. It's just exciting to me. Kretschmer's laughing. Why are you laughing, Kretschmer? Why are you laughing?
Because you crack me up. You
Why?
crack me up.
Why is that funny though?
Because, I don't know. There's like the old guys, they used to go out in red and black plaid. And then there's us that we got to have matching boots, matching shirts, matching pants.
It was so simple then.
The animals know. I'm telling you, the animals know.
Are you kidding me? I am a mismatched camouflage marshmallow when I go out there.
I don't buy that.
Marshmallow. Marshmallow. Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen pictures of you.
Especially
You think you're fashionable too.
because
Don't
I'm not going
baloney
to post
sausage.
that on Facebook.
You think you're fashionable too. You do all like the huntress stuff. Don't give me that.
I do not.
Yes, you do. You wear matching camo and you're looking off to the side of the camera in your pictures like that. I mean, I do it too. I know it too.
Right? I
I
just
feel
saw that
like-
on what, Saturday? When was that? I don't know.
What? What are you talking
You were doing the side look and the camera with the camo.
That's because, like, I got to have the Riz when I'm out there, man. I can't be sus.
I do know that Joel really yelled at
It just does not work.
Wait, do not say
Kretschmer's
that
cover.
again. Here, that's
You just did that on a radio show. Can't be sus. Where's my children? Brady, where are you at?
Listen, I have a 21 and 18-year-old daughter, and I do that just to make it cringe, which is another word they use. I totally love to cringe them out by doing that. It's so fun.
Hey, Joel.
It's so absolutely a riot. What?
I love that for you.
I hate that
I
saying
know
too.
you do.
I love that for you.
I love that for you.
I love matching camo. I love that for you.
All right, let's talk bear hunting.
Yeah, let's talk about bear hunting.
Yes, please.
So in the state of Wisconsin, if you want to hunt Zone A, you have to wait. You put in for a tag literally like 9 or 10 years before you get one. How
11.
many? It took
11.
you 11.
Some people
11
hold on
years.
12 years.
It took you 11, 12. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. It took me 10 years to
Yep.
get my tag. So Kretschmer pulls a tag and he goes up north to bear hunt.
Yeah, so I go up there deer hunting for the camaraderie and
Where?
everything like that.
Tell me where.
Hayward.
Tell everybody
Yep.
who's kind of maybe doesn't
Yep.
understand bear hunting, is new to it. Let's hear about
Yeah,
it.
so you do have to wait every zone in the state at least 3 to 5 years in some of the zones, but some of the more popular zones are anywhere from 9 to 13, 14 years that people have
Oh,
waited to pull
man.
a tag.
That's nuts,
So,
isn't it?
but I
Oh,
mean,
6 points.
Yeah,
yeah,
well, you're
and-
getting close.
yeah, and you could apply. So every year you have to apply. You pay the fee, you apply. You can just take the preference point, or you can apply to actually pull the tag. So in the state of Wisconsin, there is hounds, and then there's bait sitters. So there's two different options how to hunt bear in the state of Wisconsin.
Chase them with dogs.
Yep, you can chase them with dogs, and there's a lot of people that love the thrill of the hunt of dog hunting, and there's other people that like to just sit on a bait and wait for the bear to come in. So I'm a sitter. I wanted to be out there. I have land up in Hayward, which is northwest Wisconsin. In between Hayward and Winter, the Chippewa flowage, world record muskie,
That's right.
supposedly
That's right.
came out of there. That's a whole nother topic, but that I'm just north of the Chippewa flowage. We have a 40-acre piece in the middle of the Chequamegon National Forest. There's no running water, no electric. I mean, it's just a primitive piece of property. And so we were deer hunting last year, and on my trail camera, I had a really big bear. So I said, I'm going to apply for it. I want to sit. I want to shoot my bear on our property with my bow and do it all on my own. So there's
and bow hunting bear. Now, I'm
Yes.
going to.
That sounds fantastic.
It is fantastic, and I have hunted a bear with a bow in Canada. But I'm gonna remind you. Usually, you don't have a gun with you, and a bear can climb a ladder.
Oh, they can climb a lot of stuff.
Right? They can climb your stand.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that takes it to a different level because you are dealing with an animal that is mostly docile, but
They
if
can
you
be.
get an angry bear, it can climb that ladder to you in a matter of seconds.
Yep.
So doing it with a bow is somewhat of a stoic venture.
And now, mind you, by myself, right? It was with a group of people. I'm out there. I'm baiting these bears, going back. I had a lot of sows, which is the female bear, with cubs on my baits.
And it is against the law
Yes, correct.
to shoot or kill or harvest a sow or a
Yes.
female bear with cubs.
You got to do everything in your power to make sure that there are no cubs with that sow. You can shoot female bears, but they have to be alone. So a lot of times if they're running them with dogs or even on baits, the sow will come in or run up the tree and people get ready to shoot. And all of a sudden one of the guides would be like, nope, there's a cub, 40, 50 yards away. And then you can't shoot. You got to back out. But same thing goes for baiting. So long story short, I had a group of 2 different sows with cubs on my baits, and I had them on the same property, which they're really close. The baits were really close to each other, which is not ideal, but I wanted to have 2 different sites in case that there was a real dominant bear on one, which what happened because that sow was there with the cubs all the time. So the other bears won't come in because she was pretty big. So I made the decision to shoot whatever came into my bait during shooting hours. It's hot. It's buggy.
That wasn't a sow with cubs.
Right. So I watched this bear come in, and I was watching it, turned my phone on, turned everything on, cameras-wise, and I'm watching it, and now I'm deciding, because bears are very, very hard to judge the actual size of the animal.
Right.
I
Very
mean,
hard.
you know when you have a 400-pounder in front of you versus a 100-pounder, but
So I go by the look at the ears theory.
The
Correct.
ears?
Yes.
What, what's with the ears?
so they say on a mature bear, it will do like a perfect triangle because the ears kind of drape to the side. And so if you're looking at them from their nose to the ears and across.
Okay.
But a younger bear will also have very big ears. They're
Right.
very
So
big.
the
Good,
smaller the ears look, usually the
The
more
bigger,
mature, the
yep.
bigger the bear is.
So
Got it.
this bear came in. I filmed it undecided. I decided to shoot the bear with my bow. Hit him in the right spot, ran into the swamp.
Yeah.
I found him. It wasn't a very big bear, but I did it all on my own. And it was legal.
On
So-
your own property.
Yeah, on my
also.
own property.
That is
And-
that is a prize within itself.
And, I
all
tell
that.
people, I said, that's a challenge in itself. And I might be laying there next to that bear still now if I shot a 300 or 400 pounder by myself. So
You couldn't drag a 300 pounder out by
right,
yourself?
Right. I'm excited to make bear sausage. I kept some of the other meat, and I'm going to try different ways. And I've had very, very good bear, and I've had not so good bear. So I'm excited. This is my first one that I've killed over a bait, and we'll see what happens with it. So I'm going to make a lot of sausage. My dad shot a 300 pounder, so we have a
dang.
lot of meat.
I would definitely love to go out bear hunting. That is definitely a go for me.
Yeah.
But I only have 6 preference points, and then I know a couple people that have
Yeah.
places I can go.
The,
so
the other
let's
thing is,
do it.
when I
Yeah, I'm
kind of
going to
went
hook
down
you up, Danielle.
and I
when you
walked
get
back
your
to the
point
bait site,
there.
all of a sudden I had a pair of ears. I walking up over the hill from the bottom of the swamp, and the sow with the cubs were on the bait. And my $1,200 Matthews was laying on the ground out there, and I was like, I hope you guys didn't just tear that thing
Matthews
apart.
is a bow, by the way, and
Yeah.
you do not want to get in between a sow and her cubs.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
absolutely
I'm
not.
doing the old,
If you want to
grizzly.
find the quickest way for a black bear to get vicious and attack, that is to get between a mama bear and her cubs. It's not a coincidence there are memes and all the sayings about mama bears.
Yep. So
Because-
I walked up, hey bear, and I'm like filming. I'm like, this could get interesting in
Now,
a hurry.
did he freak
Where
you out when
is-
the bear turned and said, "Hey, Mike"?
Yeah, no. They ran up. They were up the trees. I filmed
how's
them a
it
little bit.
going?
I'm talking to him like, just get
Thanks
my
for the
bow when
food.
I'm out of here. You guys can have
And
the
I'm
bait.
sure the bear
And they're
was
just-
like, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
okay. He's just
Yeah.
getting his bow."
Yeah, right. Not at all. Not at all.
Okay, you're saying you filmed this stuff.
Yeah.
Where's
I have it on my phone. I'll show you a break.
I have to see.
Yeah,
this.
we
Yeah.
need to see it.
Yeah.
So I think so. There's a key story here. I started by wanting to tease Mike about the little bear that he shot, but it changed into something else because I think that a key to this story, honestly, is my philosophy about anything you hunt in the wild in Wisconsin. It is anything you decide to harvest and put on your dinner table is a trophy.
Absolutely.
And I rarely harvest. I've only ever really shot one big buck in my life, one, and it was on my own property. And there is a satisfaction that you cannot describe. I take does off of the property I hunt because I eat deer all year long. And that, to me, that doe is giving the same life as that trophy buck, as that big bear, as that medium-sized bear, that small bear. You did it on your property, and you appreciate the value of that hunt, that harvest, that kill, and that food.
Yep.
So many times. Oh, gosh, I hate the social media. Jess, does social media drive you crazy?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I'm not on there.
Oh, you're not?
I tell
All right.
my kids, get off the 3x7. Life happens in 3 dimensions.
It does.
And I'm going to tell you something. Social media has all but ruined the joy people have in harvesting the average animal that's harvested out there. Because there's so much pressure to get the big one, get the 160 plus inch deer whitetail, shoot this here and make sure it's giant. Everything is a trophy that God put on this earth for us to appreciate. And the fact that you, one of the most experienced hunters you know, and by the way, I went bear hunting with Mike and his dad. I shot
Canada.
a 300-pound bear with my bow in Canada with Mike and his dad.
When was this?
5 years ago?
5, 6
years
years,
ago.
6, 7, something
It
like
was
that.
incredible. But the fact that an experienced hunter like him is telling the story, appreciating it over a 100-pound bear, shows you that you can keep that kind of importance and specialness about the hunt. And that's what hunting is
It's
about.
the root of why you do it, right? It's not, to your point, these people can say what they want, but it's just get out there and do it. Let people
The
say what they
experience
want.
is what it is, and I'm going to tell you, bear meat's my favorite meat to eat, and that one is going to taste beyond delicious. I'm hoping to get a chunk from you to make a future recipe.
Yeah.
We got a recipe to come, and we're going to talk more about Ellie Mae Smoller when we come back on Raised in Wisco. I don't know about you, but it sounds a little bit to me like Kid Rock stole the Hanson song "Mbop." That's kind of that song. Every time I hear that song from Kid Rock,
I feel like it needs to
I
be
hear
a
this,
mashup.
Bop bop doo wop. I don't know. Hanson.
Sounded exactly
And
showing
now
my
we'll have
age.
that
great.
stuck in our heads all
I'm showing my.
night
That's a great
long.
song by Hanson, by the way.
Thank you.
Remind us, producer Jess. Let's play that song next week.
We should do mashups.
We should
in
do
the beginning.
mashups. I think that would be good. And if Raised in Wisco,
Yes.
that is the perfect place to do mashups between Hanson or Michael Jackson and Kid Rock.
You know,
I can
they-
see it happening.
They
on the
do
show.
have all those like on TikTok and everything. The mashup
Yes.
between all the songs. I'm like,
Yeah. What
jamming
blows my
hard.
mind right now is like every Dua Lipa song is exactly like some song from the 80s.
I love that you know Dua
Look it
Lipa.
up if you don't believe that. I have 21 and 18-year-old
I was just
kids.
gonna say
I
that.
have
This is
to
true.
know
This is true.
what's going on with their generation, man.
I'll skip a TikTok video like on the radio, the TikTok station on satellite, and all of a sudden my daughter at 9 years old will start singing it. And I'm like, how do you know that song? Like, I've
there's
never
a
even heard it in a day
Social
in my
media
life.
is huge right now.
Social media, I'm telling you, it is going to be the death of us. That's all I'm saying. Live life out there in 3 dimensions. Get out in the waters and woods of Wisconsin. That's why shows like Raised in Wisco that you can hear on your civic media stations throughout Wisconsin, 11 a.m. on Saturdays. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
We are about putting the phone down here.
We
sure, pick it up,
definitely
take
are.
pictures. That's great. We're about putting that 3x7 away and getting out in the real world. And that's why it's so exciting for us to talk about real things like bear hunting. Mike Kretschmer told us about his experience bear hunting. What?
Everything
You look
is-
like you're going to say something.
Everything's going now. I mean,
Oh, yes.
duck
Oh.
season's not far
Oh,
away.
trust me.
Bow hunting. Well, teal
when this-
season's
when this-
over, right? That was only 7 days.
Yes. And I'm really excited because today is the very first day for turkey hunting and deer hunting. So you can listen to us when you get out of the woods and then get prepped and jacked and psyched to get back out in the woods this afternoon. And what I'm
right now
really
is
excited,
lunchtime for everybody getting out of the woods.
That's right.
And
What
take a
I'm-
little snooze and then go right back out there and get after it.
I love a good nap.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It's
I
going to
love
be
it.
80. It's 80.
I know.
This
It's
whole
80
week.
I
degrees.
am
That's okay.
over this 80 degree
Calendar
weather.
bird.
We can
Birds.
take a warm nap out in the woods.
Yes, calendar birds.
We don't need
are
a blanket.
calendar birds. They travel based on the amount of daylight. So everybody who's all worried about this cold, warm, migration's not going to happen. It's wrong. Birds work on a calendar. They work on the amount of hours of daylight more than winds and weather, which does affect them. But one of the coolest things ever, producer Jess is going to have her first hunting experience
I know,
with Danielle
I'm
and
so
me.
excited.
Danielle Fairman, my sidekick here. I'm Joel Clayfish. I'm Raised in Wisco. Producer Jess, who runs the ship on Raised in Wisco, is actually going to go hunting with us for the first time.
She is.
Have you been contemplating that more since we decided that?
I have.
And
Ooh, I feel like there's a question
are you
mark in
still
there.
excited about it?
I
Or
am,
Are you,
I am.
Are you nervous?
I'm less nervous.
Oh,
Less
good.
nervous.
I'm
Why were
less
you nervous before?
I don't know, because it's new.
This is
it's
true.
new.
It's a big
unfamiliar.
thing.
It is a
going
big thing.
hunting for your first time.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest lives I've ever taken are bugs. So, it's a moral
Well,
thing
that-
that I've
yeah.
been contemplating.
That's great that you're thinking about that too, not just
It
Not
is.
just going out there to shoot
It's a
it.
very
It's-
contemplative thing. You're taking a life. You are
Mhm.
taking a life to sustain your own life, and that is the circle of life. Not to wax Lion King on you, but that is a true fact. But I will say it. I will say what I do tell people. Look, remember, whether it is the smallest animal, whether it's a fly or an ant you're wiping out, or whether it is an animal that's cute or ugly, they're all still animals that
turkeys are a little ugly.
I know, I understand that. I don't understand. People are like, "Oh yeah, kill a turkey and a goose, but don't you dare kill a rabbit." I don't understand that. It's just that one
Rabbits
is
are
perceived
delicious.
as cuter as the other than the other.
Side note.
Yes.
So up in Hayward,
Mike Kretschmer, side note.
So if you guys have been listening, I was up in Hayward Cable. That's where they introduced the elk.
Yes.
A
Yep.
bunch of years ago, but now they're real heavy by your place in Black River Falls, Toma, that area.
He's talking about Ellie Mae Smoller.
Yep,
They're heavy
yep.
by
She
her
was just
place.
telling us she has a place up in the middle part of the state. And then turkeys, the wild turkeys. I've never seen so many turkeys in my life that they
Oh,
have in
really?
Sawyer County.
There's a ton of turkeys.
I cannot
period.
believe it.
Wisconsin turkey population. Easy for me to say. The turkey.
I'm serious. So there you go.
There it
I'm
is.
talking compared to deer, compared to all the other animals up there. There was tons of turkeys, tons of
That
them.
makes me very happy because, with the wolf population growing and predators growing, they're after turkey poults. And to see a healthy turkey population makes me very, very happy.
I was floored, to put it that way. And I've seen a lot of turkeys. It started western Wisconsin. Now southeast Wisconsin was real heavy. I've never seen so many turkeys like I have up there. Just, a 20-minute ride to the local watering hole.
Which leads me to the fact that if you don't fall hunt turkeys, it's one of the best ways to get a new hunter into the woods,
Mhm.
right?
warmer.
It's warmer. It can be a little buggy. Bring the thermocell along. Turkeys can't smell very well. If they could, you'd never kill them because their eyesight's
But
incredible.
you get the
They
cold
are.
snaps. We had that cold snap over
Yes,
Labor Day.
yeah.
The bugs were a lot less.
It's
less.
been beautiful. Get out there and fall turkey hunt. They will come to decoys. They
Yep.
will come to calls, and they will fan. They will gobble. It's super exciting, and I think everybody just thinks of deer hunting, but you can.
And imagine all the recipes.
We got to get to the recipe. Ellie Mae is actually going hunting with us. Danielle
Yes.
and Ellie Mae and I are going
I can't
hunting
wait.
next
It'd be
week,
very exciting.
and it's going to be really exciting because I'm going to talk about the turkey I'm looking to try to hunt.
Are
and
you
I
trying
think
to whisper
I'm
right
gonna
now?
try- I don't want
he's
anybody to
whispering
know
a secret.
about the smoke phase leucistic turkey I'm trying to
What?
hunt. I know it's a
Oh.
turkey of 5 lifetimes. I can't wait. Ellie, are you excited about hunting?
I'm so pumped. I want to go right now.
Talk about a recipe though.
Okay, well, the geese that I breasted out after our hunt,
Yes.
I made, I might pronounce this wrong, birria.
Birria tacos. Birria. Birria.
So,
Las
yeah.
personas quien viven en birria tacos.
So I made them.
Yes.
I don't know the people. I think I just said the people who live in birria tacos, but
Either way. So I put the meat in a oven bag, actually. I did not use
that's
the
a great idea.
Yeah, because I've done the venison that way. veggies in there, spices. Use the Sonora Provider Spice.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Pulled it
Wow.
out, shredded it.
What a
Amazing.
great recipe.
Ooh, it sounds delicious.
Holy
Especially
cow.
over some rice
And all the
jasmine rice.
juice,
I want
all
that.
the juice was in there waiting, ready for me.
Ooh, and then
Yeah.
you use that for the au jus or
Yes,
the birria. 'Cause
absolutely,
Let's
yeah.
be honest. Birria tacos, really all they are is tacos with au jus.
Yes.
I mean, you're taking a French dip,
Yes.
essentially, and turning it into a Mexican
Mine
dish.
are not
Sounds
textbooks.
delightful.
They're my version.
Well, you don't need textbook. That's the
Exactly.
beauty of
Ooh,
cooking. Cook
we need to
something
talk
till
about
it tastes
snacks for our
delicious.
hunting.
We'll talk about snacks. You guys got to keep tuning in. Saturdays at 11 to Raised in Wisco. I'm Joel Clayfish. That's Danielle Fairman, Mike Kretschmer, Ellie Mae Smoller. Oh, boy. It's going to be an exciting week with the start of all the hunting happening at once. Thanks for listening to Raised
See you
in
next week.
Wisco.
Wasting my time. Hey, I'm smoking. Hey, I'm drinking. Trying